Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by a beautiful woman, an actress.
She's stunning.
I'm for once not referring to you, Simone. Come on.
No, I know.
now.
I'm just saying. Oh my goodness, she's stunning.
Yes, she is. Burlesque dancer, model, designer, author, actress. She will be embarking on a large tour known as the Burlesque Strip Hooray Tour. I'm talking about our guest, Dita Von Teese.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
She just said, Dita, when she came in, said a huge compliment to the show, and you said that you'd been a fan of the show and had been listening to Dr. Drew for many years.
Oh my
For a
goodness.
long time. I don't really know exactly how long, but
She was a zygote.
Well,
when she
do you
started.
know what? Now I'm going to put two and two together, which is if you listen to Loveline for a long time, ladies, you will end up in touch with your sexuality like Dita is.
Yes, it's
Yay!
You'll look like her too.
Oh,
It's been
yay.
proven by science. So start listening, all women. That's really the best thing you can do. Dita, thank you for joining us. It's good to know that you're familiar with the show and you're a fan of the show.
Yes.
I was thinking, knowing that you were going to be on the show, it's a weird kind of space to be in, to be a positive female figure that unabashedly represents sexuality. Was it? I'm being serious because a lot of times people are inevitably going to look negatively on a woman when she is bold about representing sexuality. Was that something that you have been able to do naturally, or did it take some kind of effort?
I think it's pretty natural. I think the thing is I'm just really outspoken about sex. You know, I've done a lot of work with the Mac AIDS Fund and talking to like other young women about safe sex and stuff like that. I like talking about sex. I'm kind of like the girl that all my friends go to for sex advice, and you know, I'm very, even though because I'm a striptease star, I'm not an exhibitionist at all. I'm not like, there's a lot of things that I am not that it might seem that I am from what I do, but you know,
That's the key difference, I think. It's very interesting. I'm just going to say that I was speaking to friends and told them that you were coming on. And often if you have a woman who, as Mike said, you know, who's in touch with their sexuality, we can be, maybe if we're less comfortable with our sexuality, sort of we can repel. And I'm going to use the example of Kim Kardashian, who for me is an exhibitionist. Yet you, for me and my friends and hopefully Loveline listeners, are so in touch with your sexuality in such a positive way, because it doesn't seem like you're shouting about it. It seems just like you're quietly celebrating it.
yeah,
I mean, I know not that quietly when you're doing your tour, but I think there's a huge difference. And so it's very empowering for women.
for some, but I think it's, you know, to each his own. You know,
Yeah.
for every person that thinks I'm a role model, there's someone else that thinks that I'm like the devil. So
Well, who
you
are
know,
they? And I'll
it's
speak
like-
to them right now.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, yes, most of my audience is female, and you know, some people that don't know what I do, they're like, oh, she's a striptease star. It must be all these guys in the audience, but you know, anytime you go to my show, it's probably 80% women, and the men that are there are either gay because they're there for the feathers and the rhinestones, or they're on the arm of their woman. So,
What
you know, it's
sense do you
positive for
make
some.
of it that it's 80% women?
I think, well, I've watched a big shift because I started performing these shows almost 20 years ago. So I've watched a big shift where it went from like fetishists that were remembered, people like Betty Page that would come and see me perform, to watching it slowly shift and where it was other women. And what I noticed was I'd look out into this sea of girls that would come to my events, and it'd be like red lipstick, red nails, high heels, little black dresses, and girls like of all shapes, sizes, and all ages, all ethnicities, kind of like having this fun dress-up game and you know, feeling like really powerful, like seductress girls. So, but I always noticed that they were from all different walks of life and that they all look different, and I think a lot of them get what I do from it, which is that, you know, I wasn't born like a natural beauty. I had to create it.
I will say that it's mostly I don't go to the show because I respect you for something besides your looks. I didn't even notice how good looking you were. I respect you for your personality. I would never think to go to anywhere where you'd be taking your clothes off. In fact, it repulses me. It's funny that you bring up the idea that like most of your audience and supporters are women, because I think let me give you my speculation. If you go to a boxing match or an MMA fight, even though it's mostly the guys in the best shape ever, practically naked, sweating and doing something animalistic, it's mostly guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's because it's a positive celebration of masculine energy. And I feel like what Dita does is a positive celebration
Interesting.
of feminine energy. Thank you very much.